Hey guys, this is Pharaoh 2091 and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations 2 Prosecutor's Path. Last time we left off, we know that Von Karma is using really crappy methods and wrong methods to get the work done. And it seems that we finally revealed kind of the truth where he doesn't even know where the hell the body's at. So, I guess we're going to figure that out now, or I'm not sure where the hell we're going here. Already at the end of part 1. Wow, okay, we're making some good progress here. April 2nd? Alright. I forgot, I didn't even notice. Wait. No, I was going to say, did this whole thing take place in 2 days? But no, I think this present time was always on April 2nd, I think. Whatever, the hell, it doesn't even matter. And that's all Uncle Ray knows about the IS-7 incident. Aw, man, we're not going to go back in time again? So that's what happened to my father's last case. The truth of the IS-7 incident. What happened at the trial? Well, in the end, Von Karma defeated us. So you couldn't prove Mr. Master's innocence? We had gathered plenty of evidence to prove it. But Von Karma was even more despicable than we thought. He was a prosecutor who would do anything for his guilty verdict. That's right, and he really did use any means necessary. Because of this, well, the trial dragged on for about a year, until it finally reached a conclusion. I'll never forget that fateful day, when the judgment was passed down, the 28th of December. It's April now, though it's been a little over 17 years. How time flies. The 28th of December, 17 years ago. I was watching from the gallery that day. Before the trial, your old man noticed that Mr. Master was acting strangely. He was at the breaking point, both mentally and physically. He wanted to be found guilty. No, Mr. Master didn't fake a confession, did he? Yeah, that was what Von Karma was aiming for from the start. When your old man tried to expose the fact that the body had not been found, Von Karma used the power of his police cronies to quash that argument. He even went as far as to prepare a fake autopsy report. Then, they made Mr. Master give a false testimony and confess to being an accomplice. With Mr. Master's confession, the situation quickly became dire. But your old man had a trump card up his sleeve. Was that trump card he had while he was talking about Detective Bad? Well, like what he was talking about? Yeah, that trump card was to be an insurance in case Mr. Master confessed. He had asked Detective Bad to have Mr. Master's interrogation recorded. Detective Bad wanted to know the truth too, huh? After he was dropped from the investigation, he never stopped caring about the case. Even when he was involved in other large cases, he really was the definition of a true detective. The defense presented a recording, which proved that the confession was forced. Well, it seems that the detective in charge of the initial investigation and interrogation, Rip Lacer, took all the blame and was charged and dismissed. Still, at the trial, your old man exposed Von Karma's corruption and Von Karma received his first penalty from the then chief prosecutor. The only penalty is 40 years of prosecution. It was kind of because of that Von Karma killed Edgeworth. However, Mr. Master didn't want the trial to continue any longer, and his curtains closed on the trial that day with a verdict of guilty. My memory of that time is fuzzy, but I was also there, watching my father's final trial, and I think his final regret became my own. Your old man wanted a retrial to prove Master's innocence, but he passed on before he could fulfill his wish, after getting entangled in another case. DL6. Yeah, damn. Why the hell did that have to happen, man? It breaks my heart even now that I didn't return home with him that day. And what's more, to blind myself from my own worthlessness. Uncle Ray put up all his hatred on you as a traitor for being Von Karma's pupil. I'm sorry. Don't be. It's natural you would hate me. After I became a prosecutor, I was able to get Von Karma to show me the case file. Mr. Master was found guilty for the murder of Isaac Dover. Well, that's not right. Wasn't Mr. Master found guilty of being an accomplice? But this case file says guilty of murder. There shouldn't be anything unresolved in the cases handled by Manfred Von Karma. Wait, can I take a look at that file? It looks like the charges have been rewritten. What? Look at this. Let's see, suspect data. Jeffrey Master, creator of the dessert contest, 39. Victim's body was found inside a dessert made. That's led to arrest in jail. He was diagnosed with he was charged as an accomplice. Yeah, the charge is accomplice to murder. This is a copy of the original case file I received from the courts. Why would the charge be altered? Well, this file was given to you by Von Karma, right? Maybe he just didn't want you to know the truth, since you're Gregory's son. He would have wanted to avoid another retrial before the statute of limitations ran out, after all. So what I had to come to believe back then had all been a lie. If you didn't know about it, just make sure you know it from now on. The statute of limitations has long expired, but the truth still sleeps right here. Wait, I thought the statute of limitations was this supposed to be 18 years? I don't know. I forgot now. After your old man passed away, Uncle Ray took over as Mr. Master's defense attorney. Although Von Karma also had another prosecutor take over the case. Perhaps he thought that since his opponent was a rookie, he didn't even need to turn up. In the end, the real killer was never found. Mr. Master was found guilty. No! Is there nothing we can do even now? Since the killer was never found, he can't withdraw his confession. I found out after a trial that, well, Mr. Master made a deal with Von Karma because Von Karma had threatened him. If you don't confess, Catherine Hall will be held under the same charges. That's terrible! I don't think Mr. Master really thought that Kate was the killer, but to protect her, he faked a confession. Miles, on the day that Knightley boy was killed, why do you think Uncle Ray was at the prison? Oh, I see! Someone here? Oh man, I guess I'm being quiet because I heard something and I'm home alone and it's freaking me out. Okay, now never mind. You went to see Mr. Master, didn't you? I said I visit him every day. I couldn't keep that promise, but I asked Katie Pie look in on him for me when I couldn't. Through rain or snow, she went every single day without fail. But nothing has changed, and Mr. Master still serves his punishment. Well, that's so sad. Isn't there anything we can do? Well, that's why I came here. Because I knew those ice sculptures would be on display here. So, what are you gonna do, Miles? I'm a prosecutor. My position is different from you and my father. Miles, but moving past my position, what I want is Miles Edgeworth. Is to know the truth of these two cases. It is for that reason that I'm here. You really are your father's son. Well then, if that's what you've decided, then I'll support you all the way. I better leave the IS-7 documents and evidence with you then. Alright, here are the documents. And by the way, the parts in orange are Uncle Ray's old notes. Okay. I'm gonna take a look at that. Thank you. And now, here's the IS-7 evidence. There's a lot, so make sure to look it over while you investigate. I received a lot of IS-7 evidence. Right. I'll check through it later. Anyway, there are so many strange things about this case. Indeed. Those involved in the case 18 years ago have reunited, and another incident occurs. Replicas of the statues from 18 years ago were displayed in the Winter Palace, and poison gas was released in the Autumn Palace, which had been disguised as the Winter Palace. The two chemicals in the Pisces case, normalium and fatalium, were mixed, causing an outbreak of poison gas. The victim of the poison gas was Dane Gustavia, a person involved in the IS-7 incident. Because he was unconscious, he received treatment in the Zodiac Art Gallery's infirmary. Finally, the dead body found floating in a fountain. Yeah, I don't know who the hell that is. And once again, the ice sculptures have melted. There are deep connections between the two cases. It's possible there are still some clues left from 18 years ago. Right, let's get started. Oh, damn it all. Just 1 second. Don't tell me you've forgotten all about me. Didn't I tell you that I'm the one in charge of this case? Prosecutor Edgeworth, if you intend to continue disrupting Sebastian's investigation, the word guilty will be added to your PIC report. What does she mean, guilty? Please allow me to assist in your investigation as before. I appreciate your proposal, but I'm afraid I must overrule it. That was fast. Even though we're short on hands to identify the victim right now, it's only a matter of time until we figure it out. Well, in that case, I shall take that load off your shoulders at once. Regarding the identity of an unidentified body, one person comes to mind. Really? Then tell us! Very well. It's not just the sculptures that made a comeback from an incident 18 years ago. The body in the fountain is... Well, just from that alone, you can already tell who he's talking about. And honestly, it all makes sense because, I mean, out of all these people, it could be none other than, apparently, Isaac Dover. It's likely the identity of the body is the victim of the murder that occurred here 18 years ago. Isaac Dover. It's Icy's body? Hey, who's that? I never heard of him. Mr. Isaac Dover. A truly great sculptor. But he was better known as Pierre Hoquet. The sculptures on display here in this museum are all his creations. Oh, so in other words, that sculptor was the best. Somehow I feel a strong kinship to him. And he was the victim in the IS-7 incident. She knew about the IS-7 incident. Prosecutor Edgeworth, the IS-7 incident occurred 18 years ago. And what's more, the police reported a removal of the body. That's what's on the record, but I wonder if that really is the truth. What are you saying? The defense attorney in the IS-7 incident claimed that the body was never found. Not that the prosecution would ever admit to such a thing. Someone answered her phone. There you go. Hello? Really? Is something wrong, Sebastian? No, it's just like they said that they know who the victim is. It's just as that prosecutor says. It's Dover. No, it can't be. It would seem my father's suspicions were all correct. What is it, Judge Courtney? Have you finally realized I'm much more helpful than Mr. DeBest here? Hey, you! Are you trying to steal the best position for yourself? I'm doing no such thing. I just want to show you the truth. And I want to know the truth. And for that to happen, we need to cooperate. No? The truth is none of your concern. Objection. I don't think that's true, Courtney Pie. You again. Uncle Ray assisted the defense attorney involved in the IS-7 incident. The one who claimed that Mr. Dover's body was never found. The prosecution denied it at the time, but now the body has been discovered here. In other words, the IS-7 incident investigation was unjust. And isn't it the duty of the PIC to investigate corrupt prosecutors? Ugh! Then, wouldn't you want to cooperate with those who were involved in the case? Unless you have an ulterior motive. Now that I think about it, Judge Courtney knew about the IS-7 incident. So it would seem she really is here because of the PIC. Even if you're related to the incident, I don't see how Prosecutor Edgeworth is. He's the son of the attorney in that case, and a prosecutor taught by Von Karma himself. And what's more, he was in the audience at the IS-7 trial. I'm sure there are many points you can enlighten us on, Very well. I will allow you to cooperate. However, your investigation must not hinder the other investigators. The Winter Palace is currently being investigated, but the fountain patio is open to you. That's my corny pie. Now we're talking. As thanks, I'll allow you to have a hug with Uncle Ray. Uh-oh. Overruled. If I feel your cooperation isn't needed, I will have to ask you to leave. Understood. Isn't that great, Miles? Now we can start investigating again. You really helped us there. Uncle Ray did it all for himself. Alright, Uncle Ray's gonna investigate too, so let me know if you figure something out. Got it. Right then. Okay, let's begin the investigation. Okay, let's do this. We still don't know where Mr. Dover's body and the Normalium were hidden. We don't have enough information to go on. You're right. Our first priority is Normalium. Well, Normalium is used in washing detergents, paints, and the like. If I recall, it's a red liquid with a minty aroma. Minty! Well then, let's get looking for that Normalium. And honestly, I think I already have an idea of what it could be. Of as a whole body placement, because think about it. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. I actually want to take a look at some of the evidence, because I'm not going to investigate in today's episode. What I'm thinking of is, if a body was hidden for 18 years, it must be decomposed. Some type of decomposition must be happening in that body, unless it was somehow preserved all this time. And honestly, the only way I can think of it being like that is if it was like frozen or something. So that's why I'm already making the assumption that the body was somehow frozen somewhere, maybe in the ice sculptures, but I don't know how because they were already melted. So that's my idea. I gotta put it together somehow, but we'll figure that all out as we continue investigating. And I want to take a look. No, I forgot what I was trying to look at here. Was it the incident file? Yeah, actually, I want to see his notes. Statute of limitations ran out on December 24th, 3 years ago. Okay. 3 years, so it's 15 years. See, for whatever reason, I thought that the statute of limitations began once the verdict was displaced, or I guess it's when the crime occurred? I don't know, I forgot now. Because the victim's body vanished, there appears to be no autopsy report. Is that the true reason? Okay. Excuse me. Alright then. So, I guess in the next episode we'll begin investigating. So, as usual, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time for a Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations 2, Prosecutor's Path. I'll see you guys later.